Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to make Jamaican curry. We got our ingredients ready to go here, and I'm also going to include written instructions, including step-by-step so you can keep up. So let's jump right into it. Our recipe today will be entirely vegetarian, but it can also be made with chicken. We're going to be using a lot of vegetables, starting with a head of broccoli, 1 medium-sized eggplant, 3 medium carrots, peeled and sliced, 2 shiitake mushrooms, cut into cubes, and 2 medium potatoes, peeled and cubed. We're also going to be adding tofu, and I would suggest using either firm or extra firm, cut into small cubes. Next up come the spices. This is important, so I'll list them individually. Start with 2 green onions, chopped fine, a 1-inch piece of ginger, peeled and also chopped fine, 1 dried Scotch bonnet or habanero pepper, chopped fine, and the leaves from 2 sprigs of fresh thyme. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of your favorite curry powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of seasoning salt, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of salt with an equal amount of pepper. Lastly, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground allspice and a few whole kernels. You will also need a 1.5 cups of coconut milk, vegetable broth, and any vegetable oil that isn't olive. We're also going to be making rice and beans. You will need 3 cups of long grain white rice, 1 can of red or kidney beans, a little bit of salt and vegetable oil, and 1 habanero pepper scored on the sides. You will also need about 3 cups of vegetable oil. We're going to start with making the rice, and the first step is to wash off some of the excess starch. Next, add the beans, including liquid is fine. Next, add your vegetable broth or cooking liquid. Next, add about a 1/2 tablespoon of oil. I usually measure with the cap. Then, add salt to taste. You shouldn't add too much, but, be generous. And finally, add our habanero, scored on the sides to release a little bit of flavor as it cooks. Give the whole thing a little stir to mix it up, and set it and forget it in the rice cooker. Next, we're going to begin our spice mixture to coat the vegetables for the curry. Start with 2 tablespoons of the curry powder, although a little more doesn't hurt. Next, we add our onion powder, garlic powder, seasoning salt, our ground allspice, our pepper and our salt, the fresh thyme, and whisk until fully blended. What we want to do now is coat some of our meatier vegetables, so we'll start with the eggplant and the mushrooms. Using your hands, mix the vegetables and spice mixture until the pieces are fully coated. After that, add the tofu. Since it's wet, it will absorb any remaining spice mixture that hasn't been coated on the vegetables. Once that's done, set it aside and turn medium-high heat on a large soup pot, adding 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil and allowing it to heat up. Once it's hot, add the remainder of your curry powder, stirring occasionally for the next 3 minutes and enjoying that beautiful, beautiful smell. Next, we add our aromatics, including the ginger, green onions, dried peppers, and our allspice kernels. Reduce the heat and stir occasionally for the next couple minutes until all the flavors are released and the smell almost drives you crazy. Next, we add the potatoes and carrots. Bring the heat back up to medium-low, stir them, and then allow them to cook uncovered, stirring occasionally for about 10 minutes. Next, we add our spice-coated vegetables. Be sure to stir everything up completely before putting the lid on it and letting it cook for 10 minutes. 10 excruciating minutes later, we are ready to add our cooking liquid. Be sure to add your coconut milk first so any solid fat can melt a bit. After giving that a minute to settle in, add your vegetable broth. After that, be sure to turn your heat to medium so that it can reach a simmer and stir everything up. If you're going to have broccoli or other vegetables that cook fairly quickly, add these after the curry has reached a simmer so they don't overcook. In the meantime, your rice should be just about done as long as it's been steaming for at least 5 minutes. Remove the habanero pepper, or mash it up if you like your rice a little spicier, and be sure to fold and fluff the rice so the beans are evenly distributed. Then recover until ready. It may take about 10 minutes, but you can tell your curry is ready once the sauce has thickened and easily coats the spoon. Serve over rice and look at it. Just look at it. All that waiting, all the time you spent cooking it, stirring it, smelling it, slowly losing your mind as you waited to, well, you might as well eat it. Yeah, it's that good. So there you have it, my favorite recipe for Jamaican curry and rice. There's nothing you won't like about it, except the dishes maybe.